and welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. You know, sometimes we wonder about the president, we wonder about the White House and just what's really going on up there. Well, we're very fortunate in Alabama to have a person that has a personal interest in the president, in fact, helped during the campaign. It has been invited in, and we want to kind of get his perspective of what's going on in the White House. And that's Perry Hooper Jr., our good buddy.
Listen, I'm just glad to have friends like Virginia and Jack. That's what I'm excited about.
You know, you're always welcome here. You're always welcome here. But you know, Perry, when you're a lot of times you're looking at the news, and let's face it, some news it can be fake, but the news
can be fake.
It can be fake.
Can be.
But it seems like it kind of leans one way or leans the other way.
Sure.
But just recently, you were privileged to be able to spend some time in the West Wing up there in Washington, D.C., and give us that little bit of an experience there. Who were you able to shake hands with and visit with while you were there?
Well, it's always exciting to go to D.C. It's super exciting to go to the White House. I actually haven't been up there, I don't think, since I was about in my 20s when I'd go up there with Dad.
That's right.
When Reagan was president, and it was an exciting time there. I had the good fortune of being able to go this time and meet a lot of nice people. But I was on a mission to go up there, Virginia and Jack.
Yeah, you were up there to represent Alabama and Alabama's interests.
I was, but I went up there on my own dime. I want to make sure everybody understands that no lobbyists, no government. I was up there basically to thank everybody what they're doing in the White House, but also try to help the great state of Alabama. I got to visit with y'all's friend Rick Dearborn.
Yes.
Who's the Deputy Chief of Staff.
Right. And Rick, our viewers probably don't know, but Rick used to be Chief of Staff for Jeff Sessions when he was a senator.
Right. And Rick really worked extremely hard during the campaign, did a tremendous job, doing great work in the West Wing for the president. Got a great staff. His assistant is Ann Allen Weldon. Do y'all remember Edgar Weldon?
Yes.
That's his great niece.
I'll be.
So I was at the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame last week and told him how excited I was to see Ann Allen. He said, "Oh, I love that little girl. She's done great." So another wonderful Alabama girl working in the White House. And she's as sweet as she can be. I visited with Kellyanne.
Okay.
And she's
feisty.
Feisty, articulate, smart.
Yes.
The president's very fortunate and lucky to have her. She's a great spokesperson. It was great seeing her, but you gotta understand, when you get in the West Wing, when I went, as soon as I walked up to go into the door, I about ran right into the Palestine president. You know, they just had that
just had a
meeting, and they were speaking, and so you just never know what's going on. But the president, you know, those folks work. I mean, I don't think they go home till about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. They're working 24/7. They're all dedicated, great people. But I got a chance to spend a lot of time with Rick in his office. I visited with a lady named Cam Henderson, who's the assistant PPO that works directly for the president on different things. And she's a delightful girl from Georgia Bulldog. So we got a lot of Southerners working in the White House, which is a great thing.
Are they serving grits?
Well,
it's hard to tell.
I don't know if I'm sure they serve grits in the White House now. There's so many Southerners over there. But it was great. I got a chance to visit with Ivanka, which I think is a great asset to the president. Certainly a great daughter, and she's a great spokesperson. You've seen her recently on the trip he's had to Saudi and to Israel, and I think they're on the way today to visit with the Pope at the Vatican. So she is great.
And when when he was still in Saudi Arabia, there she had a chance to fill in for the president at one of the functions.
She did.
Ivanka did a great job.
She did, and I think the king over there, Solomon, was smart enough to give her a real nice gift. I think I saw that.
Yes.
I was excited to see that, but she's great. Her husband Jared's a great guy, and a great spokesperson, and there were a number of others, but those were the people that I directly visited with.
Mm-hmm. And Perry, you know, it's very important, I think, that for our viewers to realize the fact that his heart's in the right place for the country. You know, just like your heart's in the right place for Alabama. We've known that all along. You know, you've done different things, but you do. You know, but that they're at a point in life where they don't need the money.
That's right.
But they just don't want to see, you know, he's got children and grandchildren. They just, and the same way, I've got grandchildren, you have grandchildren. We want to see things move forward.
Exactly. Well, you learn a lot talking to parents' children.
Mm-hmm.
They love their mom and daddy.
Yes.
I mean, they think they love their dad. They know that he's a hard worker and that he does this all for the love of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm convinced he's already doing it. He will make America great again.
Good.
Today and this week, he's given these wonderful diplomatic speeches in Saudi and Jerusalem. He's making America stronger again.
Good.
Which
Perry,
is a great thing.
We're going to get you to come back next week because we want to talk about, you didn't just go up there to rub elbows. You came up to do some things for Alabama. We're going to be able to go down that list.
Great.
Just remember this, talk to your representatives when they're here. They're representatives. They represent you. Let your thoughts be known. Let them take them back to Washington. We'll be right back right after this.